You can also use BlocListener for qubit to qubit or block to block communication. BlocListener is used to perform one-time actions such as displaying dialog and navigation after listening for state changes. If so, I wonder if it is possible to trigger Cubit's method or add events to block while listening for state changes in BlocListener. However, since BlocListener is a widget, you might think that doing something when a state change occurs means including business logic in the UI, but I can say that it is not. This is because calling a Cubit function or adding an event to the stream itself has nothing to do with the business logic. Now, let's refactor the Cubit to Qubit app we just created in a way that utilizes BlocListener. Let's start by creating a new Cubit to Qubit listener app and copying Cubit to Qubit app. Let's take a look at Cubit first. Since color Cubit is not dependent on other qubits, there is no part to fix. If you look at counter Cubit, it is listening to color Cubit. Since we decided not to use the stream subscription in this app, we will delete the related code. Delete the color Cubit variable and color subscription variable. Also, delete the constructor argument. Also, delete the constructor body. Delete clause as there are no more canceled stream subscriptions. Now we have to deal with increment size variable. In the Cubit to Qubit app, we read the state stream from within counter Cubit and set the increment size value. But now we no longer access color Cubit from within counter Cubit. This means that now the increment size has to be given externally. So I will delete the increment size variable and modify the change counter function to receive it as an argument. Imports that are no longer needed will be deleted. Next, go to main.dart and edit the block provider. This is because counter Cubit no longer accepts color Cubit as a named parameter. In my homepage widget, we will listen to color Cubit's state using BlocListener. Let's wrap the scaffold with a BlocListener. But now you have to pass increment size as an argument to change counter function. Increment size is a variable value and must be used within listener and as an argument of change counter. So change the My Homepage widget to a stateful widget and declare an integer type increment size variable. Now in BlocListener, read the state stream of color Cubit. Change the increment size, and when the color becomes black, we will create a function that subtracts 100 from the current counter value. In the Cubit to Qubit app, a new state is emitted using emit function, but I call the change counter function because my homepage widget cannot access the emit function directly. Call the change counter function of counter Cubit instance using context.read and give -100 as the argument. The change counter function of the increment counter button also needs to be modified. We will pass increment size as an argument. I ran the emulator for testing. First, let's continue to press the change color button. As the colors change in order, it decreases by 100 the moment it becomes black. We originally planned to make it like this, so let's keep pressing. Since it became black again, it became -200. Now I'll press the increment counter button. Since the color is black, it decreases by 100. I'll press the change color button to change it to red, and then click the increment counter button. It increases by 1. I'll press the change color button again, and then the increment counter button. It increases by 10. I'll press the change color button again to change it to blue, and then press the increment counter button. It increases by 100. It has been confirmed that all functions are operating normally. Next, we'll look at communication between blocks by using block instead of qubit.